Okay, so Mishnah Hay. Shaman para v'chamor v'chol dar v'shu osa v'ochel mechza. So basically, they can make a deal. You can appraise a cow or a donkey and anything that works, at half value. We said before that they have this iska, they have this deal where somebody puts up the capital and the other person does the work. So we said in regards to young animals we said a few Mishnayos ago that if you do young animals, it's a problem because basically it ends up being ribis. The person is given this deal and he ends up giving back more because the animals don't do anything for him. We said that what you have to do is you have to pay the guy a wage for taking care of the animals. So even if it's a small wage, or for half of the value of the animals, you have to do that in order to make this work. So in our case, we're talking about adult animals. So since there's a value to the person, it's like he's getting a wage because he can use the animals to do work for him. So since they're doing the work for him, that's like instead of the raise, and it's instead of the wage, and therefore that works to allow them to do this without it being considered to be interest. Makom shenagu lachlok esavlados miyad cholkin. Now, in a place where they normally see they're partners now, so you have the animal. Now the animal gets pregnant and it has children. So who does that belong to? Well, it belongs to both of them. So in a place where the deal is that they immediately divide them, meaning they divide the profit or the value of the kids, so then you have to do that. Now, what does that mean immediately? It's born and dumps on the ground, so the basic approach is when it comes to a small animal, 30 days, a larger animal, 50 days, and then that's considered to be the amount of time it takes that then they can then be sold for them to, be a little bit weaned. However, makam shenagu legadel yigadlu, in a place where it's normal that they are not divided right away and they are raised, so then we force the guy who's doing the work, the one who has been not the financier, but the one who's actually raising the animals, we force him to raise them until an older age, that a few years or whatever, even though he doesn't really get much benefit from the smaller animals that we mentioned already. Shimon Gamliel Omer Shaman Egel Imo Usiach Im Imo. So he says you can evaluate the little baby animal, the calf, with its mother, or the baby donkey with its mother, because even though they don't, they go along. I mean, you give them both to the individual to work with them. You look at the bigger picture and you say, look, the mother does work, and therefore, since she does work, that's considered to be the wages. Even though normally, or oftentimes, if a person would be watching, let's say, these animals for somebody else, he gets some work from the mother, he still gets a little bit of a wage, gets some kind of pay for the baby, but they allow you to do this according to Shimon Gamliel, and it's not considered to be any interest, that like he's doing this extra benefit of watching the kid as a way of sort of giving you something back for the fact that you're loaning him all this capital. You're loaning him the animals in the first place, and that's not considered ribis according to Shimon Gamliel, but the halacha does not follow him. They don't allow you to do that. You have to add some kind of little wage. Umafriz al sadehu ve'eno choshesh mishum ribis. Not only that, you can also you can make it a higher rent for the field, basically in a situation where he's giving him a loan. Right? He gives him a loan in order to improve the field, so he raises the rent on the field. Nonetheless, that's not considered to be interest, because basically since they had the original agreement where they're working the field, but now he's giving him a further loan to be able to make improvements to the field. But the improvements to the field means that he's able to get better profits. So it sort of cancels each other out, and therefore it's not considered to be ribis, the fact that he raises the rent, because now the field is in a better situation.